Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the guided meditation session. So, we continue our journey, which we have been carrying out from a very long time. So, we usually meet on weekends for this guided meditation session. So, the structure of the session would be as follows. First of all, Maharaj will do the Vedic chanting, and then he'll read from some of Swamiji's literature, and then we'll reflect upon it, and then it will be followed by guided meditation session, and at the end, if time permits, we can keep some Q&A session type. So we can begin, Maharaj.
Ah, all right, thank you. My greetings to all our participants, and I appreciate the efforts by our study circle group. That despite whatever be the busy schedule or things, they gather together and we have this session, and we all weekly discussion on Swamiji's thoughts and meditation. So as usual, we'll begin with some Vedic mantras. Please sit straight and please keep your whole body straight. As you're sitting on the chair, put your feet on the ground, or if you are sitting cross-legged, it's okay. But keep your spine straight. Keep your head, spine, and neck in one line. Close your eyes, and I'll chant these mantras. Please listen to them, as they say in Hindi, "Pure manoyog se suniye." Please listen to the complete attention and complete sense of Shraddha towards these mantras. These mantras are universal prayers. May the power of these universal prayers bring peace and strength to all of us. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Bhadram karnebhih shrunuyam devaah Bhadram pashyemakshaviryajatraah Sthirairangai stushtuvagamsastanubhih Vyashema devahitanyadayuh Swasti na indro vruddhashravah Swasti na Usha Vishwavedaah Swasti nastaksho Harishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatiradadhatu. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhasvarupaya Swamine Tapahari. Now we shall read from a selection from Swamiji's works. I have a little book with me. The title of the book is Personality Development. I read from a chapter titled How to Change Our Character. This book is a compilation from Swami Vivekananda's works. As you know, Swami Vivekananda's literary works, including his lectures, articles, poems, letters, and the scripts are noted down, or notes made from his lectures. This is in 9 volumes. So this is a small booklet from that 9 volumes. The chapter titled How to Change Our Character. Every work that we do, every thought that we think leaves such an impression on the mind stuff. And even when such impressions are not obvious on the surface, they are sufficiently strong to work beneath the surface, subconsciously. What we are every moment is determined by the sum total of these impressions on the mind. What I am just at this moment is the effect of the sum total of all the impressions of my past life. This is really what is meant by character. Each man's character is determined by the sum total of these impressions. If good impressions prevail, the character becomes good. If bad, it becomes bad. If a man continuously hears bad words, thinks bad thoughts, does bad actions, his mind will be full of bad impressions, and they will influence his thought and work without his being conscious of the fact. In fact, these bad impressions are always working, and the resultant must be evil. And that man will be a bad man. He cannot help it. The sum total of these impressions in him will create the strong motive force for doing bad actions. He'll be like a machine in the hands of his impressions, and they will force him to do evil. Similarly, if a man thinks good thoughts and does good thoughts, the sum total of these impressions will be good, and they, in a similar manner, will force him to do good, even in spite of himself. When a man has done so much good work and thought so many good thoughts, that there is an irresistible tendency in him to do good, in spite of himself, and even if he wishes to do evil, his mind, as the sum total of his tendencies, will not allow him to do so. The tendencies will turn him back. He is completely under the influence of the good tendencies. When such is the case, a man's good character is set to be established. What a remarkable way of understanding the content and the structure of the human character. Whatever we do leaves an impression on our mind. Just like suppose you walk across a garden. There's a open piece of land, you walk through that, and you walk through not once, 1,000 times or 10,000 times. So what happens? A pathway is created on the garden grass. We call it as a glad in English. I think in the garden path in Hindi it's called pagadandi. Pagadandi is made. Now, something similar happens with our mind. We keep doing some good actions, it creates a good pathway. If we do bad things, we make a bad pathway, which means suppose a person is always telling truth, he's always self-controlled, he's always respectful towards others, he's always thinking unselfishly, he's trying to overcome his lower impulses, he will create a fresh new pathway in his mind. On the other side, if he's thinking bad thoughts, he's disrespectful to others, he is not self-controlled, he is lacking many good intentions and good actions, that will also create one path. So let us create the right kind of path in our mind, in our character. That is what Swamiji is telling. That once we are in the, we have created strong, good internal pathway of thinking, we will be under its control. And that's what we all want to be. We want to be under control of good thoughts, not control of unhealthy thoughts. So the purpose is, of this reading is a reflection on how to change our character. Swamiji further says, if you really want to judge of the character of a man, look not at his great performances. Every fool may become a hero at one time or another. Watch a man do his most common actions. They are indeed the things that will tell you to the real character of a great man. Great occasions arouse even the lowest of human beings to some kind of greatness, but he alone is really great man whose character is great always the same wherever he be. So this is a very very powerful statement of how to judge a character of a man. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you want to judge a character, I want to judge a monk or a holy man, see him during the day and see him during the night, which means what he is in public and what he is in private. Examine it. If he is consistent in both, so his personality is a personality of integrity. If he is one thing in public and secretly he is something else in the private, then he is a hypocrite, or he is lacking integrity. So if similarly, if you want to judge a character, you should see what he is doing, small little works, how he is doing. Excellence comes in small little things. What are small things? The way he has handled even a small issue, even small habits. Suppose he enters a room, where does he keep his chappal? Suppose he has the habit of removing chappal. So where does he keep his chappal? Most people will keep in front of the room and enter. Put it on the side so that the next person is not inconvenienced. So that shows his character. Small little things. You use the bathroom. You don't flush it. You don't care who will flush it. So if you do that, it shows your character. So instead of that, if you have always tried to keep others' things in mind and try to live our life, that shows our character. Or suppose you communicate something to another person. It's a small thing, but you have not communicated properly, which means you don't really care for his convenience. You should respect other person and give him full communication, right communication at the right time. So small things in life create character. It is called in Sanskrit, there is a nyaya. Nyaya means a simile. It is known as Tandula Nyaya. Tandula means an unboiled rice, grain of rice. Rice ka chota sa hissa. Suppose you have, you want to boil rice, you want to cook rice, you have to boil it, you put it in there, but you have put enough water in that and light it the stove. Now you want to check after some time whether how much of boiling has happened, how much more you have to boil, that you want to check. So you take a spoon or some such implement and just put inside and take out 1 or 2 grains and press them and see whether they are become soft, boiled, or whether they are still slightly hard. That is known as Tandula Nyaya. Likewise, if you want to check the character of a man, see small things of his, one small tandula of his life, how he is. So this is, Swamiji says, every great occasion may rouse even lowest of men to some greatness. But real great man is great always wherever he is. It's not just a greatness which is on the stage. People do these days only photographic goodness. That's all. I remember once we had in our ashram, in Kanpur ashram, we had some function. So we invited some students to come to our library in those days. And not all people are like that, but some people were like that. We found, we said those who wish to volunteer to become, to want to, do some vegetable cutting, you're welcome. So there was this young person or young lady who came, and she cut or he cut only one aloo and took a picture of himself and posted in Facebook and just went. That's it. That's not greatness. That's not service. That's a show business. That's being very dishonest. So we should be very, very consistent in our seva. Not this show business like politicians they do. Some politicians they are very good at it. You just want to, you will go and eat in the house of somebody once. That's all. But then actually you are not going to eat that food regularly. It's only to get public sympathy. That's not character building. Character building is your whatever you're throughout. And there are people, good people are also there. Whenever we are talking something negative about the society, about human beings, we should not forget there are also good people. Their number is less. They're not less talked about. They're not that visible in public space, but there are. So we should think of them instead of all the time criticizing these people and making our mind negative. We should think positively. So this is for today, that a great man is, he alone is really great man whose character is great always, the same wherever he be. So this is our reading for today. So now let us have our weekly session of, I would call it training our mind, training our attention. Like you train a pet. For instance, you have a small dog and you want to train him to certain instructions. That you must bend down, you must give a handshake, or you may ask him to not eat something so that he doesn't get caught by some thief comes and gives him a biscuit laced with some poison or chemical. So we have to train the dog. Likewise, we have to train our mind. Oh, my mind, don't think negatively, don't think lower ideas, don't be so restless, and don't get so much disturbed. We become disturbed because we are so much attached to certain things. We become so much attached to the circumstances. Let us learn to detach ourselves. So these two powers we have to always develop. One is attachment, which means complete concentration. Another is detachment, complete power to withdraw ourselves. So both giving ourselves and also withdrawing ourselves. It shows how much power we have or how much control we have over our mind. So let's have it for next 20 minutes. Let's try to do our practice, weekly practice. So please sit straight once again. Close your eyes and once again, keep yourself straight. Keep your hands in your lap or in front, but sit consistently straight. Stiram Sukham Asanam. So we shall sit in an asanam, in a position, in a posture, which is sthira, unmoving, and it is comfortable. So don't make any movement. Suppose you are sitting on a chair, don't be rocking the chair in any way. No, sit straight without making any movement in the chair. Similarly, sit comfortably. Sit straight, comfortably. Let us be positive. Let us make a mindset which is positive. Feel positive about yourself. Life consists of experiences, all types. Guna doshamai srishti kini. Tulsidas says that. This srishti, this creation is guna and doshmayi. Full of gunas, good things, and dosh, which means not good things. This mixture of these two. Let us not get disturbed by anything. Let us feel detached from all negative, frustrating experiences, thoughts, ideas, or developments. Don't react to them. Don't fill your mind with anger or some kind of hate for anything. Let us keep mental distance to all those things. Similarly, think of the good things. Think of the kindness which is there in the human heart. Think of the compassion of a mother for her child. Think of the care and security of a father. Think of the pure heart of a saint, unselfish, pure like the Ganges in the Himalayas, pure. Or think of the pure heart of a child, a small baby, small nursery school child. May this pristine human feelings make our mind peaceful, make our mind innocent, free from all stress, tension, all unnecessary struggles. And pray for the well-being of everyone, for all good people and all not so good people. For those who are not on the right path, may Lord bring them to the right path. Those who are on the right path, may they progress further. Those who are following the path of Dharma, follow it more intensely and reach the goal of detachment, the goal of complete compassion for everyone, the goal of strength of mind. And those who have attained that stage, may they help others to attain that stage. May no one suffer misery, pain, frustration, or negative thought. May all be peaceful. May all be free from hatred. May all live a life of harmony and peace. Let us pray and send this prayer in all directions, east and west, north and south. Let us mentally Bow down to all forms of God. Let us, with great humility, pray to that almighty power. The Shvetashvata Upanishad says, Yo Brahman Vidadhati Purvam, Yo Vai Vedascha Prahinoti Tasmai, Tam Hadevam Atma Buddhi Prakashajam. Present moment. Think of your body, think of your mind as instruments in the hands of the consciousness that you are. You are pure consciousness. And we have this body and this mind. Let us think of our body, our human frame or structure. Feel that you are pure, strong, healthy. Think of your both the feet, the toes, the calf muscles, knee joints, thighs, the hip joints, both the legs, bottom of the spine, top of the spine, the shoulders, chest, lungs. Think of the lungs. Think of the beating heart. Feel your breathing. Feel your heaving of the chest. How through breathing, our navel area and the chest, how they move. Deep breathing always happens through the stomach or the belly breathing. Think of that. Think of both your hands, the palms of the hands. Feel the fingertips. The lower arms, elbows, upper arms, shoulder joints. Think of the neck, the head. Feel the current of from the spine to the head, through the neck. Just visualize the nervous current, the nerve current. It's always happening. The forehead, ears, eyes, nose, cheeks, and the chin. Peacefulness on the face, peacefulness in the whole body. Think of the vital power in the body, various limbs of the body. There's this prana shakti in us. Let us feel it. Feel it through your breathing. How we are breathing in and breathing out. Take the help of your breathing to be in the present moment, which means think of the breathing. Breathing always happens in the present moment. Let us not drift into the past or dream about the future. Be in the present. Feel how you breathe in through the nostrils, how you draw in air through the windpipe, lungs, right up till the navel. And again, through lungs, windpipe, and back. How this process silently is happening. Now try to feel your mind. Look at your mental space. The human mind is unique. It can look upon itself. It is self-aware, aware of itself. So think of the human mind, your own mind. Feel how there are so many thoughts in your mind. Just look at them. Don't analyze them. Don't react to them. Just try to keep the mind in the present moment through our breathing. And now we shall try to keep the mind fixed within. Think of a sacred spot within your mind. Think of a object there for focus. It could be the flame of a burning candle, the sacred flame of the fire, or the sacred form, the form of God. Any God which you adore, worship. Think of it as full of divinity, full of holiness, full of pure intelligence, of love, of strength. Now let us chant Om, long Om. We'll chant it once together, and then we shall try to remain focused. Om. The next couple of minutes, now we shall not give any instructions. We shall remain focused inwardly on that inner point which we have visualized in the center of the chest, a sacred object for our meditation. At the end of this small practice, we'll chant prayer and conclude. Now let's try to remain focused within. Let us conclude now. We shall chant Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Now you can slowly open the eyes. So this is the meditation session for today. We'll meet next Saturday. Hopefully I'm available and I will try to make it to the campus itself. Or we shall decide if it is going to be an online session itself. All right then. So I take